Technically, gaslighting is a term that we use when somebody is intentionally messing with somebody else's reality for the purpose of a selfish agenda. Okay? And it comes from the movie in the 1950s of a relationship between a husband and a wife. This is where this term comes from, where the husband was pretty sadistic and would mess with his wife's reality to the degree that she became almost psychotic. She lost her grip on reality. And things he would do would be things like she would be cooking a meal, she would turn off the oven, serve everything on the table, they'd be eating the meal, he'd go get a glass of water, he'd turn the oven back on, and he'd go sit again at the table. And then he'd say, I think you left the oven on. And she was like, no, I turned it off, knowing that she had turned it off. And he was like, I don't think you did. I don't think you're remembering that right. And then she'd go and check and the oven would be on. And she'd be like, wait, what? That kind of stuff will undo somebody's sense of reality and self-trust. And that's where this term gaslighting comes from. It's about really undoing somebody's self-confidence in themselves for the purpose of controlling them. Okay, for the purpose of having power over them. Now, what I see happening in pop culture is this term is getting used to simply mean, I feel a little disoriented because I see this differently. So it gets very tricky because there's a lot of things that I see are misunderstandings that people are now whipping out this word gaslighting like this little weapon. And it's another reason why I would say it doesn't matter whether it is or isn't gaslighting. It doesn't matter whether or not people are right or wrong. This is not really where to put your energy, because you're not going to get a lot of traction in a relationship when our energy and attention is on what is the correct label for the wrongness in this situation. We're going to spend lots of time coming up with the correct wrongness label for the wrongness in the situation, and we're going to do nothing about the pain getting generated. We're simply going to organize it into containers that we can fight about. So what I would suggest instead is that when somebody uses a word like gaslighting, that you try to feel into the experience that they're trying to point to and make the experience explicit. I'm wondering if you're feeling wary and disoriented in this moment and really wanting to find a place of shared reality between us. That kind of response is going to move you into a far more connected relational conversation than an intellectual discussion about what this is or isn't and who's doing what to whom and who's wrong and sick and dysfunctional in which particular ways.